Step 2 is building rapport. This is the first of the face-to-face steps. Ever been in a restaurant and looked around at other couples at different tables, and you might notice one couple, they seem to be getting on very well. They're leaning into each other, they're smiling, they're laughing, and things seem to be going really well for both of them. Whereas across the restaurant, another couple there, they're disconnected, not getting on as well, and you're just thinking, wow, those two it's not really happening for them. Now, what are you noticing? What you're noticing, because you can't hear anything, you're just looking at things, what you're really noticing is rapport. The first couple had lots of rapport, second couple, not much at all. Now, we look at the Milton Erickson definition of rapport here, where he says, rapport means building connection consciously and subconsciously. And we think, what's conscious rapport? Well, conscious rapport is all the things I might deliberately do to build rapport with you. Like I might know, for example, that you like drinking coffee in the morning, so I arrange a meeting over coffee in the morning because I know that's what you like, and you notice I'm doing it. It helps to improve the relationship. Subconsciously, though, is a whole range of different things, and they really boil down to two essential pieces. It's you give more attention to someone you're in rapport with, and you begin to subtly match them. Now, I'm going to ask you to make a special effort to build rapport, but why bother? Why bother with this special effort to build it? Some folks say, why bother building rapport? Well, you think about it, when you're in rapport with someone, it's certainly more enjoyable for you and for them. You get along better. Things happen faster. There's a lot more trust, and there's less risk because you're both sharing the same sort of meaning. So essentially, you'll get better outcomes sooner with rapport, so it's well worth the investment. So that's what it is and why build it. But how do you build it? So it's really about three different stages. The first is being aware of where you are mentally and where you are physically, and being aware of where they are mentally and physically, and be willing and able to adjust your style to suit theirs, to go to where they are, if you like, or almost to listen until you disappear. And this is true in any situation you'll find yourself in when you're teaching and building collaboration. The more rapport you have, the better and more effective the outcomes are going to be. So when you are matching them, what are you matching? Are you matching their behavior or matching their words? Albert Mehrabian made a very interesting study in this space. And what he did was he recorded people saying the word maybe and asking the people hearing the word what that word meant. And he found that if it was just the word at all with no vocal tone, it was different than the word with vocal tone, and different again with the word vocal tone and seeing the face that was seeing it. What he found was that about 5% or 5 to 7% of the content of what was being exchanged was the words themselves. About 38% was the vocal delivery, and a staggering 55% was the behavior or the gestural language. So when you are matching the person, initially it's all about matching them physically. Now, when I mention this in workshops, some people say to me, quite legitimately, this sounds a bit fake. It sounds a bit fake. I'm adjusting my style to suit theirs. Surely this isn't a genuine way of operating. Now, what I suggest to them is that you are capable of a very wide range of behaviors. There's a whole lot of genuine versions of you. Think about yourself with children, with close friends, think about yourself at work, or think about yourself when you're talking to a police officer, for example. It's all different versions of the same sort of person. And what we suggest is access as many versions of yourself as you possibly can. It's a bit like playing golf. Now, I've got a confession to make. For many years, I was a golf tragic. And I was in the Hunter Valley in New South Wales with two of my very good friends, Bill and Neil. And we decided one night to commit to deciding which the best club was in the bag when you're playing golf. Now, Bill thought it was the driver. That's the one that hits the ball the furthest. Neil thought it was the putter because he said about half the shots you play in golf are putts. I was thinking it's a 7-iron because that's a mid-range sort of club. Now, sure enough, next morning we got up, we said, let's play the whole 18 holes just with one club. It was hilarious. We teed off the first hole, Bill with his driver, Neil with his putter, me with my 7-iron, and we played 18 holes, every single shot just with one club. It was hilarious and it was incredibly difficult. And what it reminded me about is how useful those other clubs are for different sorts of shots. And when you're building rapport with someone, think about a whole range of behaviours you've got available to you. You make that investment, choose the behaviour, and some magic will start happening once you make this genuine effort in adjusting your style to suit theirs in rapport. And that's step number 2.